What's for dinner?
You know the plate comes to you, right?
Oh crap. The plate could have come to me. Like a civilized person, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's because I'm hungry, babe. I'm so hungry. I worked out this morning, that's what it is. Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to my channel, Chef Z Cooks. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some chicken lettuce wraps, and these are the lettuce wraps that I have been making time and time again, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Now, this video is actually a little bit different because I'm also going to be sharing a couple of life updates that I'm so excited to share with you guys. So definitely get comfortable, grab a snack. This is going to be more of a cook with me video where we chit chat and we cook and we just, we get to spend some quality time together. Now, to make this dish is actually really easy. And before we jump into cooking and talking and all the juicy stuff, I just want to share with you guys the recipe, which, by the way, all of the details are going to be listed down below and also on my website. So we're going to need some free-range chicken, some scallions. Obviously, we're going to need some lettuce, and today I'm using romaine lettuce, but sometimes I like to use butter lettuce. Between me and you, the butter lettuce was costing a premium, so I went with good old romaine. We're also going to need an onion. We're going to need some mirin, some low sodium soy sauce, some dry white wine, shredded carrots, onion powder, garlic powder, some sesame seeds to dress it up at the end, a little bit of honey, and a little bit of sesame oil. And I also like to dress it up with a little bit of cilantro at the end, but that's still in the refrigerator because I didn't want it to wilt on me. All right, so now let's get to cooking and let's get to all of the tea. Now, first things first, I'm just going to dice up an onion, and I actually really like to use a white onion whenever I'm making this dish, but I didn't have any on hand, so a red onion it is. Now, if you have been following me on Instagram, then you probably already know what one of the biggest updates I'm going to be sharing, and that is my husband and I finally closed on a property. Now, as a lot of you guys may assume, we did not buy a home. However, we did buy some land to build our dream home, which we're so excited. Now, hold on, I'm making a mess, you already know. Just a second. By the way, I hate this like white film that happens, so I always just like to run my nails across and like take it off. And actually, hold on, the inside of this onion, it's not looking too hot, so there we go. Okay, back to the tea. So my husband and I bought some land, and we're actually going to be building our forever home. And I actually shared the video on Instagram where we closed on our land and we were super excited. So I'll make sure to like pop a little bit of that video here, but definitely head on over to my Instagram if you want to catch the full video with the fun music and everything. Now, the second I posted that video on my Instagram, the number one question that I actually got was, why did you guys decide to build a home as to buy an already built home, which in the industry they like to refer to as a resale home? Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys, house hunting for us in this market was very tough. And so if you guys have been looking for a home, you guys know the madness that it's been with people just like overbidding on homes and waiving all the contingencies, and then the homes not appraising. And there were just a couple of things that my husband and I were not willing to do in order to win the bid, which was one of the things I also hated. It was like eBay. It's like, what do I have to win the house or just list it for the price? But anyways, I digress. So in the beginning of our house hunting journey, I'll be completely honest, we actually knew ahead of time that we really wanted to build. And so it took us, no kidding, it took us a year to find the right builder, the right plot of land, and the right layout that we honestly felt comfortable. And at the end of the day, when we were weighing the pros and cons of building a home or buying a resale home, financially, it made more sense for us to build our home. We also have a unique set of needs when it comes to a home. So again, it just made the most sense for us. Now, if you are as excited about this journey as I am, give this video a huge thumbs up and comment down below if you like for me to do almost like a home building journey series that I'll share here on my channel. I've actually already started like that little mini series and journey on my Instagram. I've gone appliance shopping and I've taken you guys along the ride, and that has been on my Instagram. But if you want me to share that here on YouTube and make dedicated videos and a dedicated series, like I said, comment down below, give it a huge thumbs up, because I'll be more than happy to take you guys along that journey. Now, next step, hold on. So, the next thing that we're going to do, so I just cut up the scallions. This is going to be for our finishing touches, and I also cut up the onions. Like I said, I prefer to use white onions for this recipe, but red onions will do. Even though this one is a little sus, I might have to cut up a new onion off camera. Anyways, so the next thing that we're going to do for this recipe, we're actually going to make the sauce. So we're just going to mix together some soy sauce and the rest of the sauce, and I'll walk through that in a little bit. Now, the other update that I wanted to share with you guys has been my weight. I've been struggling with my weight. Full disclosure, this is Mirin, by the way. I'm gonna add this now. And I realized that part of the reason I struggle with my weight is that I know my body type and I am not working out enough for my body. This is now dry white wine. I'm not working out enough for my body, and I have one of those body types that it does not matter how much I diet. My body loves it when I move, when I'm active, and it probably has something to do that I used to be an athlete. I also added some sesame oil, which is going to give a beautiful flavor. And next I'm going to add some honey, which is really going to balance out the saltiness from the soy sauce and even add a little bit more sweetness that the mirin gives this sauce. But like I was saying, I've been struggling with my weight, and part of the reason is because I'm just not working out enough. I used to be an athlete, and for as long as I can remember, before I came onto YouTube, I was really big into working out. And my toxic trait, if you've seen that trending on Twitter, my toxic trait is that whenever I have free time, instead of working out and taking care of myself, I choose to actually work. So I've put on a couple of pounds, way more weight that I'm comfortable. So I have been rededicating myself to fitness and just kind of getting to where I like to be a little bit more actively. It's no secret that I'm getting older, and so my metabolism isn't the same that it used to be when I was younger. So I just want to tackle these things head on before they become a really big problem. Between me and you, I'm not really the craziest eater, although I have a severe weakness for rice and beans, especially rice and beans at like 11 o'clock at night when you shouldn't eat them. And so one of the things that I have been doing, which does work well for me when I'm not being the most active, is actually eating low carb meals like the ones that I'm making today, that's really fortified with a bunch of nice fresh veggies. And you'll see as I cook this, I actually like to add it towards the end because it retains its crunchiness, and I find it to be a little bit more filling. So if you guys want to see my weight loss journey, my getting back to snatch and fit, I will be more than happy to let you guys in on that journey as well, because I know I'm not the only one that is not 100% comfortable with their weight currently and would like a little motivation in that department. So I made the sauce, and I'm just gonna set this over to the side. Now, when we cook the chicken, we're actually not going to use all of the sauce, because if you're one of those people and you prefer your like wraps a little bit on the saltier side, leaving some off to the side would make for a really nice dip. Now, the last update that I actually want to give you guys, oh, by the way, seasoning the chicken, about to add some garlic powder and some onion powder. That's all it needs. I'm not gonna add any salt and pepper because, as you guys saw, we're going to be adding some soy sauce to this at the end. So we're gonna get all the sodium from there as well. So you really don't have to go overboard with this. And by the way, if you want, you can definitely use some fresh garlic, because this is a dish I like to do literally in like 20 minutes or less. I just add some of the dry stuff and it tastes just as good. Now, the other thing that I wanted to update you guys on was the channel. So as you guys have seen over the last couple of months, I have been posting videos that are a lot longer and more similar to this type of video where we're just like really chatting it up. And I really love those videos, and I know you guys like those videos too, but I also know that you guys tend to like some of my shorter videos where it's almost like strictly about the food. So I'm still trying to find the right balance of those types of videos, but one of the things that I wanted to start doing was actually doing live streams here on my channel where we have videos like this, where we're chatting, we're cooking, we're making good food together, and we're hanging out for a good length of time. So I'm gonna try it out. Stay tuned, definitely be on the lookout, because I am pushing myself so that I do my first live stream really soon after you guys watch this video. So like I said, definitely keep a lookout for that. Not sure what we're making, but just know whatever it is going to be delicious. Now, speaking of delicious, this dish right here is one to impress. And this dish, because of the carrots and the cilantro at the very end, it's gonna have more of like a Vietnamese kind of flavor profile. So if you ever have banh mi's, it's gonna remind you of that, just in a lettuce wrap. Now, the beauty of this dish, it does not have to marinate at all. We're actually ready to go ahead and start cooking the chicken, so I'll see you guys over at the stove. So we're going to kick things off by setting our flame to medium-high, and then we're going to add some oil. And once the pot gets nice and hot, we're now going to add our chicken. Keep in mind that I slice the chicken nice and thin because I really want this dish to come together in absolutely no time. Now, it's also important that your pot be nice and hot because we actually want to cook this fairly quickly, and we don't want the chicken to sweat. So we want to cook the chicken quick enough before it actually starts to release its own juices. So that's why slicing it thin is also important. Now, whenever you have the chicken sliced thin like you see right here, it does have the tendency to clump together. So with a pair of tongs, you just want to nudge them apart as gently as you can, just so that the chicken cooks evenly. Now, when I tell you that this dish comes together in absolutely no time, I'm saying that it cooks in under 10 minutes. So once the chicken has browned on one side, you just want to carefully go in and flip it over. And if it's starting to brown on the other side, that's totally fine, because it's actually going to add some really nice, awesome flavor to this dish. And once the chicken is cooked about 80% of the way, we're now going to add that soy sauce mixture that we made earlier. And I like to add it little by little because, as you guys know, it's easier to add than it is to take away. And I also like to leave a little bit of that sauce off to the side because it's a great dipping sauce for our chicken lettuce wraps. Now, this is going to give the chicken some beautiful color and some beautiful flavor. And remember that we did add some honey to the sauce, so we want that honey to caramelize, and you also want to make sure that this doesn't burn. Now, here's a trick. If you want your sauce to be super thick, then you can make a slurry with a little bit of cornstarch and water and add it to it, and it'll give you that beautiful thick sauce. I didn't do it for this recipe simply because I didn't think it was necessary. So once the sauce has caramelized, and as you can see, it gets really nice and develops a deep brown color, we are now going to add the veggies. Now, I personally like for my veggies to have a little bit of a crunch, so I go ahead and I add them at the end. But if you like them a little bit softer, you can add them a little bit earlier. So I'm going to add my diced onions, and I'm also going to add the shredded carrots. Now, it's up to you. You can definitely turn down the flames if you really want those veggies to stay nice and crunchy. I then like to go in and I like to toss everything just to make sure that it's well combined and coated in that yummy sauce. So now we're going to add our garnishes, and I like to go in and I like to add some fresh sesame seeds, and you can add as little or as much as you want. I personally love the look and the flavor that this gives the chicken. Next up, we're now going to add some fresh cilantro, which is going to add some beautiful vibrancy to this dish as well. And in my opinion, it's definitely what gives it that Vietnamese flair. And after we've added some fresh cilantro, we're now going to add some green scallions. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely crazy when it comes to scallions, and you can add as much or as little as you want. So there you guys have it. That's my recipe for some chicken lettuce wraps. Comment down below if you have any questions. And for more details, make sure to visit my website, chefzcooks.com. Okay, so this dish is ready. Just gonna give it a little quick shake. And now we're gonna eat because as per usual, I'm super hungry. Now, one of the key things about this dish is that it's really important that you do your prep work, because as you guys saw, this dish comes together really quickly. So you're not gonna have time to dice your onions and your not peppers, but you know, like your onions and your garnishes while the chicken is cooking, because I cut the chicken so thin, it literally cooks in under 10 minutes. So now we're just going to build our lettuce wrap. And again, you can use a variety of different lettuce. Now, I will say that all of the details for this recipe will be listed down below. Visit my website as well. I don't think I have formally made the announcement, but I have been recommitting myself to my food blog. So a lot of my more recent recipes and details are going to be on the blog. They're there now. I am working on the backlog of some of the recipes that were not there, because as you guys know, I spent the year being really sick. And so one of the things I didn't do during that year was update the website. But now that things are better, I have really been making it my business to do that. So like I said, I left over some of the sauce because I just like to add just a tiny bit. Now, another thing I like to do is this guy right here. There's like, honestly, not even that much left. It's gochujang sriracha from Bushwick Kitchen. Not sponsored, by the way, but I do like that they're local. So I always like to just pour a little bit of hot sauce. You can also use some peanut sauce if you want as well. It's funny, this thing always explodes on me, but not today, which is a good thing because that would be embarrassing on camera. There we go. Yeah, I like it spicy. So I'm just gonna have a quick bite. This is so light. Oh my God, I'm making a mess. So light, but so good. All right, fold it in so I get some chicken, not just lettuce. Let's pretend that looked great and that I didn't make a mess, and let's also pretend I have napkins nearby, which I don't. But like I said, definitely visit my website for all the details on this recipe. Come back next week when I have an Oni video. Be on the lookout for those live streams because we will be having a ton of fun. Enjoy your summer, enjoy this dish, and I'll see you guys next week. Let's try this again. Round 2. Mm-hmm.